What's up, everyone? Playing some Vintage Cube again today. I took a long break from recording, maybe 1 or 2 weeks, but I've been playing the Cube a good amount, maybe like 15 or 20 times, and I really like the changes that they've made. We'll see if we get into any of like the newer archetypes. This pack don't think really has a great first pick. I think you could take Lightning Bolt or him. Those are the two cards I like the most. And I'm just going to take him, even though it's probably a worse pick because it doesn't go in that many decks. It's not that flexible, so it's not a great first pick. You really want to be like mostly black if you're going to play him. But I just got done playing a black deck, and I actually enjoy that archetype a lot. I think they made it better by bringing Braids back into the cube. And then, yeah, we get to follow it up with Mind Twist or Duress, and I like both of those cards. I like blue-green a lot, too. I've been playing that a good amount, but I don't like to take Uro second pick anyways. So this is kind of close, but the Mind Twist is maybe a little bit more upside than the Duress. And there's nothing super powerful here. Swords to Plowshares is good. Birds of Paradise is good, but yeah, Night's Whisper, I'm always trying to get this card in my heavy black decks. Black can suffer from like running out of steam in the late game. It can have trouble against like the control decks that get a ton of card advantage. So yeah, the card draw spells are kind of premium. So the deck's looking open so far. Does really need to be open if it's going to be like a tier 1 cube deck, I think. But we'll see what we get past. This deck can go a couple ways. It's usually very disruptive, though, lots of discard and creature removal, but it can also be Reanimator. It can have a Reanimator theme. So we'll see if we have the option to go into the Reanimator. And yeah, this pack, again, nothing like amazing that makes me want to switch. Notably, like there's no blue cards being passed, so that's good. We'll let everyone take the blue. We'll just play mono black. I did just splash green in my last deck, and I had Strip Mine plus Ramunap Excavator on the splash, and I think that's a decent way to go. Like, a lot of the Golgari cards go really late, like they always table, and like the Golgari dual lands can be easy to pick up like for free. So I think that's a decent way to go with this deck, is like mono black but splash green. I think you can splash red too, or blue. And so yeah, here's the option for one of the good blue splash cards, Baleful Strix. So I'll just take that. I don't want any of these other cards. I like Courser a lot, but double green is just not going to happen in this deck. Yeah, that's the main problem with black in the cube, is a lot of the cards they take a heavy black commitment, and you don't want to waste a lot of picks on fixing. So yeah, it's really hard to play double black cards and double blue cards, for example. And now here is one of the reasons to splash red, Kolaghan's Command. And I don't love the Skyclave Shade. This is one of the cards that combos with Braids. It's okay, but I think it's kind of one of the weaker ones. I think Bloodghast is better, because Bloodghast comes right into play for free on the landfall. So yeah, I don't think I could take Rishadan Port, and that would go in my mono black deck, but I'll just take Kolaghan's Command. I like playing black-red as well. If it's open, it can be really good. So Ophiomancer, this is a great card with Braids, and it's just great against creature decks. So yeah, I'll just take that. Bloodtithe Harvester is an interesting addition. I feel like it's probably too narrow to get to survive in the cube. Like, I think it'll probably get cut, but it's kind of interesting because it gives you the blood token, and that lets you have a discard outlet for your Reanimator deck, and I don't know, it's kind of versatile. It's kind of cool. Wow, so we get two great double black cards in the same pack. And Hexmage is really, a lot of the power comes from speculating on getting Dark Depths, and then I can just run Dark Depths Hexmage as like a random combo that's going to be really good. But then Voidwalker is just amazing always. So yeah, I think you have to take this one first. So that's too bad that we're not going to have a chance to get the Hex Mage, and the crop rotation wheels as well. So yeah, the Dark Depths combo, that's one of the new archetypes that's been put into the cube, and I think it should stay. I've been really enjoying it. It powers up some mid-range strategies, like mid-range green decks, and makes it so they don't just have to be all in ramp. So I think it's really good for the format. But yeah, I'll just take Imperial Seal. Probably will not play this unless we somehow go into like a Reanimator combo, which it looks like we're not doing yet. I probably can't play any of these. I guess I'll take the Sword, because maybe if I play against a blue-red deck, it'll just randomly be really good. And I'll take Iona and Elesh Norn. These are like, maybe we'll get into Reanimator. The Shade tabled. Okay, so black is open. I'm happy about that. And we got a last picked Blood Tithe Harvester. So yeah, kind of the same things I said about Golgari cards wheeling is very true about Rakdos as well. And yeah, I like taking advantage of some of these lesser played color pairs. But we'll see if we do need to pick up some dual lands, which it looked like they weren't going super late in that pack. There might be someone playing 5 color. So we've still got a few ways we can go with this draft. I like Demonic Tutor and I like Dark Confidant. And there's some lands here. I'm probably not that likely to go green this draft, just because I see that red is so open, and I even have Baleful Strix. I'm much more likely to go into one of those colors to splash. Otherwise, Overgrown Tomb would be looking decent, and I'm just going to take Demonic Tutor. It's still even good in fair black decks. It's pretty slow, but it's definitely solid. And then Dark Confidant, this is going to wheel like fairly often. So Custody Lich, another new card. I'm pretty sure just everything that has Monarch on it is like super powerful in the cube. This card is just great against fair strategies, but even so, it wheels a lot. Mox Diamond would be okay in this deck. I don't have a lot of card draw to go with it, so I'm probably not gonna take that. Necromancy, this is like a reanimation spell that's very medium power level. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. So when I play this cube, I'm never looking to like force myself into Reanimator, because if you do that and then there's another Reanimator player, your deck is just going to be very weak. You would have just been better off playing any sort of mid-range deck, any sort of aggro deck, whatever. Like, Reanimator is amazing, but you need to be the only player in the archetype. You need to get the Entomb. Like, if you don't have Entomb, you should not be playing Reanimator. You're just playing like a tier 2 strategy at that point. So I really like let the Reanimator deck come to me, and if I get late Entombs or late like Animate Deads, then I'll move in. So we're still not seeing the lands that we need, but Maskar Wurm, I love this card. It's so good against some of the archetypes, mostly mono green and mono white, I suppose, but it's just like amazing against those archetypes. Yeah, we're really not seeing very many lands, so we might just have to be mono black. And we're seeing Gristlebrand and Damnation. Both are pretty solid, but we would need to pick up some reanimation spells and some discard outlets or the Entomb. So we're kind of far away from the Gristlebrand, and we're basically halfway through the draft. So this is very awkward. And I already have Iona, which is a decent target. So I don't know. I'll just take the Damnation. Here's the Dark Depths. But yeah, we're not going to be able to use that, unfortunately. And I'm still not looking to splash. And Gonti is actually just really solid against the fair decks. So this one's actually an interesting choice. There's a Marsh Flats, which will help us splash, maybe. And then a card that's actually worth splashing, Daretti. And it would go along with the Kolaghan's Command we already have. Or if we want to play it super safe, we just take Hero's Downfall, which I could play, but is pretty unexciting. So yeah, I'll just take the red card. Hopefully we can get some lands to help us splash. So Gristlebrand and Archon of Cruelty are going pretty late, but we really have not seen the reanimation spells. But I think the cost of taking this is pretty low here. There is a Rakdos Signet, but I don't really like playing Signets in the black deck, because you really want to play spells every turn with this deck. You want to play like Duress on turn 1, then you want to play like Night's Whisper turn 2, then a Planeswalker turn 3. This card just does not fit into the curve, and there's not that much high payoff in like the 5 and 6 slots, so I really don't like Signets. Pyromancer is okay in these decks sometimes, because you can end up with quite a few instants and sorceries, and there's not much else here that I could take over it, so I'll just take it. Okay, the Dark Confidant did wheel, that's great. Red cards are still wheeling, these are pretty solid red cards. But yeah, I'll just take the Dark Confidant, and now I'm more likely to want to be not Reanimator, but it's good to have the option in the sideboard as well. If Reanimator is a good strategy against the matchup, I can move into that. And yeah, there's nothing... I'm not looking to splash these weak creatures, so I'll take the Necromancy. Bone Shredder is pretty weak. Bristlebrand even tabled, so kind of surprising. I have not seen... Yeah, so it's possible that I'm just going to open Entomb in the next pack and the really good reanimation spells, and then we can go into that archetype, and maybe I can change the strategy a little bit. Dark Confidant, of course, does not go great in the Reanimator deck, but I will still sometimes play it. But yeah, it's pretty risky to play these 8-drops, of course. Guess Reanimator's open. Last pick Makeshift Mannequin. I don't love to play that card. It's fine in some matchups. So I would really like to just get some red dual lands and some Reanimator cards here. We did open the Braids, and we have Ophiomancer to go with it. Pyromancer is kind of decent. Blood Tithe Harvester, that gives you an artifact blood token to sack. Our deck's okay with Braids. I think I'll probably take it because it's really good in the control matchups. Vampiric Tutor is fine, but yeah, I don't have the combo elements. Like, if I already had Animate Dead and Entomb, then this Vampiric Tutor would become a lot better. So, I don't know. I think Braids might be better to start off with. Braids might be more likely to table. I'm definitely the only heavy black player. So yeah, I'll just table the Braids because there might be a Storm player and they might take the Vampiric Tutor. So here's another good Braids card, Bitter Blossom. If I don't get Braids, Bitter Blossom is not going to be great. Okay, here's my first red dual land, Lava Claw Reaches, which is fine. I don't mind having a creature land. I actually do not have much creature removal, so I would like to pick up some this pack. There's Faithless Looting, which would be good if I end up Reanimator. And then Chupacabra is just a decent fair card. I am looking for some creature removal. I would be a lot happier taking the Faithless Looting if my mana was better. My mana is just not great. I think that Chupacabra might table. Yeah, it's looking like the reanimation spells might not come. Now this is kind of a tough pick. Grave Titan and Murderous Rider are both really good. I think my deck needs the creature removal, though. It doesn't need like the top end as much. Okay, there's the Entomb. Yeah, so the archetype's definitely open. We just got the cards in a very awkward order, and here's the Badlands as well. Liliana, the Last Hope, would also be fine. I think Entomb is strong enough that I should take it. Even though, yeah, it's going to be disappointing if my best reanimation spell is Necromancy. Okay, there we go. There's the Animate Dead. Okay, now we have a solid Reanimator deck. Mana is definitely sketchy, so I'm going to take out as many red cards as I possibly can. Braids did table. Cool. So we're kind of like a half Braids deck, half Reanimator. And we did not get any 1-mana discard spells, so that's actually pretty unfortunate. There's Duress, Inquisition of Kozilek, and Thoughtseize. Those are really important for this archetype. Can't really play any of these cards. Sedgemoor Witch is like a more expensive Pyromancer, but it's not like it's amazing or anything. I guess I'll take Bazaar. I'm probably not going to main deck it. I think you have to be pretty all in to want to play Bazaar. Chain Lightning, maybe I'll side that in if I really need creature removal. We got the Grave Titan back. Yeah, I probably have to take out Dark Confidant, even though I love this card. I think it's so great in Cube, but we have a lot of expensive cards. Nice, we got the Badlands, second to last pick. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised to see that. I do think it's true that these lands come by pretty late, but someone was definitely taking all of the fetch lands really highly this draft. So that's too bad, but I'm happy to get 2 dual lands. We can definitely play some of these red spells. But yeah, we're going to need to cut some cards. I think I can start the Damnation in the sideboard. The good thing about this deck that I'm pretty happy about is we have a lot of options. I have a lot of sideboard options depending on the matchup. Okay, Imperial Seal, I don't think we need that. It's just a little too slow and too weak. I'll keep in the Vampiric Tutor though. I don't want to overdo it. So maybe I can take out one of my expensive creatures. Maybe Iona. That card's really good in the sideboard after you know what you're playing against. So I kind of like that idea. And then I could also sideboard the Braids package because we don't have an amazing Braids deck. I have Bitter Blossom, Doretti, Ophiomancer, Sedgemoor Witch. I have a few combos, but it's not like amazing. And I think I can take out the Blood Tithe Harvester just because of the mana. If I could easily cast it, I think it would be good in the deck, but cannot really cast it. And then Confidant, I'll put that in the sideboard. Against slow decks, I could maybe bring it in. I'm losing a lot of my cheap cards here, which is kind of unfortunate. I might even want to put Makeshift Mannequin into the deck. Then I just take out Gonti. I'm playing a lot of lands, but I think that's okay. We have a couple discard outlets. Definitely challenging to build this deck. I'm going more all in on the Reanimator theme for the main deck. Then after we sideboard, we can go a lot more like mid-range if we want to. Okay, here we are for round 1. We're on the play. I guess I have to keep. I have Night's Whisper. This hand is kind of awkward. I probably should mulligan. I do have Entomb in my deck. I have some really high power cards I want to hit. This deck's fine. If I could probably turn 3 him to Turok, which is going to be pretty good. So I can Demonic or Night's Whisper. But I don't think Demonic is going to be great here. Okay, cool. So now we have the Ophiomancer Braids combo. We're pretty far from reanimating anything. And not sure what the opponent's playing with Lotus Bloom and these Sultai lands. So I could just play Ophiomancer and then play Braids. Or I can him to disrupt the opponent a little bit. I feel like we're just not going to disrupt them that much because no matter what, they have Lotus Bloom coming down. So we're not going to mana screw them. And they still have 5 cards in hand. Kind of a tricky position, but I still have the option to him next turn. If I want to like try to take their big threat out of their hand, they might have a 5-drop or like a Primeval Titan. Okay, so now the Braids is looking a little bit worse. Let's see. So if I Braids, they're going to have to sacrifice a land. Then they're immediately going to get this Lotus Bloom. And then they can have 5 or 6 mana and play something big. Then it will come back to my turn. Let's see. I have Demonic Tutor, Animate Dead. So I'm very close to reanimating one of my big creatures. But I can't reanimate one of my creatures this turn. So yeah, I'm just going to disrupt their mana. They can play like a Deranged Hermit or something that makes a lot of permanence, then this is going to not work out great for me. I'm at least going to get 1 land here, though. It's possible I wanted to go for the Hymn to Turok Animate Dead combo there. Like I could maybe take a big creature out of their hand and then reanimate it. Garruk to kill Braids. That's not the worst thing in the world. Or just, okay, they do have a land. Are they going to make a wolf? No, they're just going to take out the Braids. Okay, now I think I have a really good opportunity to him. They're going to be left with one card. Show and tell, interesting. Now I just take out the Garruk. It looks like they don't have anything, and now I'm just going to bring back Braids, and that's probably going to be good enough to win the game. But yeah, I find that the Braids, it just goes well in the black deck. It works really well with discard, and I like the green splash too, like I mentioned, with because you can get other land destruction spells or combos. And yeah, you just take out all of their resources, basically. So first, I'm just going to try to resolve this Daretti. Yeah, that's good enough. Cool. So they're playing Sultai Show and Tell. They might have like Channel Emrakul in their deck, some stuff like that. So I think I like the deck how it is for this matchup. This hand's fine. I like having the Archon in hand with the Faithful Saluting. This hand is definitely kind of slow, but we don't have that many super fast hands, actually. Discard Archon and Mountain. And now I'm just going to Vampiric Tutor for one of my reanimation spells, either Necromancy or Animate Dead. Let's see what my opponent does. Maybe I should have got rid of Custody Lich there instead of the Mountain. Okay, they're going to leave everything up. So we'll see if this resolves. Seems like kind of a low chance this resolves. I could have played out Liliana, but all right, let's see if this holds. I guess they might be through the breach here. Through the breach. Emrakul, wow, okay. So I am at 6. I've definitely won from this position before. Yeah, if I knew they had that combo going on, I would have gotten Necromancy instead of Animate Dead. Now if I draw Necromancy, it's going to be kind of awkward. Would rather have the 2-drop. Yeah, and I would rather have another Mountain in my hand instead of this Custody Lich. So let's see if I can draw lands. Okay, there's the Necromancy. Not sure what else is in my opponent's hand. Let's start by attacking. I don't think I can kill them this turn. They are going to go to 2 life. Discard Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. I think probably the best bet is just to make them discard here. Yeah, they had some expensive cards in hand. And Demonic. What could possibly help me? I actually don't think this is going to matter. Oh, Kolaghan's Command. That can deal lethal damage. Okay, let's go to the second round. Here we are for round 2. We're on the draw, and our opponent has taken a mulligan. I'm going to mulligan also. This hand is just very slow, and none of the cards work together. Duretti and Braids work together, but I don't have the red mana. So I'm just going to mulligan. This hand is fine. I can Vampiric for Entomb, then Necromancy out whatever I entomb. This hand is pretty good. And then I have to decide whether I want targeted removal or a Planeswalker. Kind of seems close, but I'll do it this way. I actually don't have the double black, but I think putting back a land would be too greedy. Like, just getting a turn 3 Necromancy is going to be better than average. It's going to be solid. It looks like my opponent mulliganed twice. So we're going to get Entomb. Gonna just show off why Entomb is one of the most powerful cards in the cube. It's almost power 9 power level. Okay, there's Nissa. So yeah, we're just gonna get Archon. That should be pretty good. They are playing white, so that means that they might have Swords to Plowshares or something. But yeah, I don't think there's anything better I can get. Might want to sideboard in the Iona. You don't see green-white that often. Maybe they're playing Dark Depths combo and Knight of the Reliquary or Mirari's Wake. Well, I guess we'll see. Kogla. Okay, so it's some sort of ramp deck. Let's see, they also might have something like enchantment removal. That would be pretty good. My hand, I don't have a lot of action going on here. So if they can stop the Archon on this turn, they're definitely going to be in the game. But if I get to attack again, then I kind of don't see how this could go wrong. Okay, they did draw the Rex Sage. But yeah, I guess we are going to have a game here. I did draw another land, and I did not want to play out the Murderous Rider. So now I kind of wish that I did. But we can just play a long game here. My opponent has 4 lands and 2 cards in hand. And I have so much life. I can actually just hardcast this Griselbrand, so I'll just wait on this Murderous Rider. Okay, that was a great draw. Yeah, Archon of Cruelty is a pretty messed up card. I wasn't sure if they could ever print something better than Griselbrand to reanimate, but yeah, I guess Archon of Cruelty is technically a little bit better. Okay, they have Gideon in their deck, so they're just like a green-white mid-range deck. But they have Scavenging Ooze, which is going to be a problem. So maybe I will want to switch my deck up a little bit. I'll bring in Dismember, because it's just good against green in general. Damnation is usually really good in general, too. Iona will be definitely fine. Putting Iona on green is pretty amazing. So let's take out the Griselbrand. Now I have the option to choose between these two, where like Griselbrand and Archon are kind of the same, but now I have two options, which I like. And then maybe I'll just take out Braids. Braids is really good on the play too. And we're going to be on the draw, so let's just take out Braids. And then we'll take out Bitter Blossom, because we're mostly playing that because of the Braids combo. So we're on the draw, and the opponent kept their hand. I'm just going to keep. I don't want to mulligan and like try to get a great Reanimator hand and then just lose to like Scavenging Ooze or Lion Sash. I have turn 4 Damnation. That's probably going to be really good. Okay, it looks like they have these 2 white mana up. It kind of makes me think they have one of the instant speed white creatures. But they could just be protecting Mox Pearl from a discard spell. But yeah, I have to look out for... There's that white 2-drop that like stops your reanimated creatures from coming in. I forget what it's called. No, they have Cathar Commando. Okay, that does kill the Necromancy, but I'm pretty much just gonna do nothing and cast Damnation. Wow, 2 Moxen. Not bad, but wow, they're missing green mana? I think their deck is really heavy green. And I drew Entomb. So I can just Entomb Animate Dead. No, then they can stop it. Okay. I'll just pass. They do still have this white open, so they could technically still have that Containment Priest is the 2-drop that I'm thinking of. But more likely, they just have like 5 green cards in hand. Voidwalker. All right, well, I'm going to go for the Entomb here. Should I go for Iona? Kind of awkward, because I can Iona on green. They don't even have any green mana. Yeah, I don't like getting Iona here. Like Grave Titan's almost like better than Archon of Cruelty here, but yeah, let's keep it simple. I'm wondering, they might have like Path to Exile in their deck or something like that. In which case, I might have been better off to get Grave Titan here. I could have played the Necromancy, but I'm just playing around Mana Tithe here. Okay, we drew the Grave Titan, and they discarded Baneslayer. So yeah, they do have a lot of white spells. They are kind of, maybe they're half and half. Okay, Banishing Light, so that would have... Now I know that Iona is not great. They have answers in green and white. But yeah, they've just had such an awkward start this game that I'm probably just doing fine anyways. I'm going to go for Dauthi Voidwalker plus Hymn to Turok. And I got Eternal Witness and Gideon, so I can turn Dauthi Voidwalker into one of those next turn. And I can Necromancy a Baneslayer Angel if I want to. Wall of Roots. Okay, Sylvan Library is pretty good. So do I just want to turn Voidwalker into Gideon? That seems pretty good. plus. And then this Damnation is probably not going to end up doing a lot this game. But that's okay. Let's see, I could actually even destroy their Sylvan Library. Let's just do that. Actually, okay, hold on. That seems kind of... We can destroy their Banishing Light. I like that better. Yeah. Now I get the last card out of their hand, and this has gotta end the game. Palace Jailer to exile the Archon. That's not a bad start, but I can guarantee that I get Monarch here because I can just make 2 creatures. And so that means I'll get the Archon back. And then they're going to discard a card again. So yeah. Let's just trade there. Okay. We're going to go to 5, and now both of these will be lethal. I don't think I need to do anything here. All right. Nice. Let's go to the last round. Okay, we're in the last round. We're 2-0. This deck has been overperforming, I would say. We're on the draw again, and yeah, I think we can keep this hand. I think it's fine. I actually have kind of everything I need in this hand, even though it's kind of slow. Like I have Bristlebrand, I have the discard outlet, and I have the reanimate spell. But we'll see if it's fast enough. Faithless Looting, okay. So I can just Night's Whisper here and then discard the Gristlebrand. Kind of don't want to let them know that it's coming though. I just don't know if there's a better option. Maybe now they're not going to tap out. Looks like they might be playing some sort of control deck. They might have a 2-mana counterspell here. Might be playing Storm. I'm drawing lands, which is good. So yeah, I can just go for the Animate Dead, force them to have the counter. I'm okay with that, because I have the Makeshift Mannequin anyways, and then resolving a lot of these cards is going to be good. Even if they counter this, do some other things. Oh yeah, if they're Force of Willing, I'm totally fine with that. Yeah, if I can resolve Mind Twist, that's going to be great too. Okay, might as well Faithless Looting. Might be able to find something that I want. Discard Mountain and Ophiomancer. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to cast Faithless Looting there, even though my hand is kind of perfect. I actually don't really want to. So maybe I should have waited there. Maybe my opponent's playing Twin. Pretty interesting. I think I just want to Mind Twist. They have a counter. I think it doesn't matter what I do that much. All of my spells are so good. But if they have Splinter Twin combo, I want to cast Mind Twist. And if they're playing Storm too, I think I want to cast Mind Twist. Yeah, like they might be playing Storm. They have Hullbreaker Horror and Muldrifter. Why did they not evoke Muldrifter? Okay. The Fairy, okay. One card left in hand. I guess they are just playing a control deck. And now, yeah, let's get back the Griselbrand while we can. And one thing that our deck is missing is things to do with 1 mana. Do we even have, what do we have that's sorcery speed for 1 mana? I don't think we really have anything, so I'm just gonna chill. They're up to 6 mana, so maybe they have a good 6-drop here. Definitely going to draw in response to that. So they're going to get some cards, but then I'll just get to hymn them away. Start with the hymn. At 11. Okay, that was good enough to win. Sweet. They look like a pretty fair Jeskai control deck. Let's keep it like this. Definitely going to mulligan this. They're going to keep 7. Yeah, probably have to mulligan again. Keep. And yeah, this is an amazing hand. Get rid of Archon. And we'll get rid of a swamp. I could have kept the swamp, got rid of the Mind Twist. That feels kind of wrong, though. I have a lot of opportunities to draw land here. If I get 3 draw steps, maybe even 4, before I have my 3rd turn. 3, I guess. I think I'm just going to Entomb now. I don't want to get this counterspelled. Archon seems best. Pretty awkward with the tapped land. Maybe I wanted to put this one on the bottom instead of the swamp. Okay, yeah, so drawn 2 good spells now, so kind of wish I had that swamp that I bottomed. Oh wow, they have the Containment Priest. Okay, yeah, we're in pretty rough shape, it looks like. So, yeah, I think just Daretti. And this will give us the option to destroy that Containment Priest. Let's see what they play here. Yeah, Teferi, that's one of the better draws that they could have had. But still doing okay. can Mind Twist, or I can kill the Teferi. Definitely going to plus the Daretti. Do I need to eventually kill that Teferi? I believe I do. Maybe I don't, because when I get the Archon down, they're going to sacrifice it. Let's just Mind Twist. If I can... This is going to make their next turn a lot worse. And they're still quite a bit away from this Ancestral Vision. They had Ancestral Recall in their hand? Wow. I don't know how that got into their hand. They must have just drawn it, I suppose, off of the Teferi minus. So I'm pretty much all in on destroying this Containment Priest. Like, if they attack here, I'm going to take it. And then I can trade these 2 permanents for their 1 permanent. So let's see if that works. Hardcast Force of Will, that would be pretty good here. Okay, now Teferi goes up. And they draw a 6-drop. I'm going to be good here. If they draw a tap land, that'll be really good for me. But anything else is probably kind of bad. Vampiric Tutor. Well, I can get another reanimation spell with that. So that seems good. I'm not going to attack the Teferi. Okay. They're sacking a land. That's kind of... Not sure if that's great. And I can use Dauthi Voidwalker on Ancestral Vision. I think that works. Now... Yeah, and Dauthi Voidwalker still works with these ones, I think. Land here would be okay. Yeah, we're probably just falling too far behind. They have a ton of cards. So let's see what other win conditions they have. I know they have Gideon. So I can get any of these cards with my Voidwalker. Ancestral Vision is probably the best one. So I would say let's just go for that. Force of Will, Force of Negation. We'll see how many other counterspells they have. They definitely have a lot of the tools to fight Reanimator. This is definitely not their first time playing the Vintage Cube. You really do want to pick up stuff like this Containment Priest for your sideboard. It really pays off in these matchups. Okay, they have actual counterspell. Yeah, I mean, this game is going to be hard to win. They're pretty much going to get to see their entire deck. But there's really not much I can do. I'm just going to keep playing into their open mana. I mean, if I just start passing, I don't know, they're just going to kill me with their Colonnade. Like, oh, they have Hullbreaker Horror. Okay. That's going to kill me pretty fast. Yeah, I imagine they'll be able... They just need to play 4 spells and they basically win the game. I almost want to block here. Maybe I should block there. I think one of the ways I can win is drawing a removal spell or a reanimation spell. Nahiri. I feel like they should have done this for combat. Maybe I should have blocked there. Okay, I don't have a choice. I just have to cast this. And if they have an instant, yeah, I'm dead. Fact or fiction, wow. Yeah, I should have blocked. I would have got an extra turn. They have both Teferi's, Mendelian Click, tons of counters. Yeah, they have a really good deck. So I want to make my deck faster and more low to the ground. So I want to bring in Skyclave Shade, maybe even Dark Confidant. I want to take out some cards like Custody Lich and Massacre Worm. Let me think. I really did not see any white removal spells except for Nahiri. So if I can get Iona on blue, I think it's probably going to win the game. I want more 2-drops. Vampiric Tutor is also not great because they kind of just counter whatever you Vampiric Tutor for and then you're down a card. Yeah, I kind of want to take that down, take that out, bring in the Dark Confidant. This is the perfect matchup for Dark Confidant. Yeah, I'm just going to bring it in. The opponent does not do damage to me. Got a mulligan. Yeah, I got to keep this. It's not great, though. Let's keep. Okay. Murderous Rider, that's going to be pretty good. I think Ophiomancer is the weaker card. Murderous Rider to kill a Planeswalker is going to be good. And then I have a lot of opportunities to hit red mana. And then I can combo it with the Necromancy, hopefully. Interesting. I think I just want to start by using the Hymn. Yeah, my opponent has both Ancestral Recalls in their deck. They have the one with Suspend and the actual one, so it definitely works really well against my discard. And they're mulliganing aggressively to this Ancestral, so they're definitely playing pretty well. Okay, yeah, this is probably going to be too slow. We're missing the land drop. So just given how many counter spells they have, it's going to be hard to get our combo going here. So they're missing the double blue, so I can just Demonic Tutor for Entomb and just hope they don't have Force of Will. I guess I just Demonic. I just get a red mana? Fact or fiction? Okay, just do it like this. And if they have Force of Will in their hand already, then that's bad. Took the large pile. I feel like that was a pretty good split, though. Yeah, they're just going to have Dig Through Time into Force of Will next turn. That's the problem. So I just feel like I'm pretty dead. And I'm not going to show them the Entomb, even though there are some advantages to doing that, but I'm going to make them guess. They'll play an island and probably just pass here. But yeah, I need Force of Will to be in like the bottom 15 cards of their library for this game. And so the chances of that happening are something slightly under 50%. Okay, yeah, they're gonna get to know I have the Entomb, because they had Probe. Yeah, this is pretty awkward. Now I just play Entomb and they just use regular counterspell on it, and then they don't have to discard. It's kind of... I'm not worried about making them discard a card, because there's just no way that I'm winning the card advantage game against them. I have to win through some other way. Okay. Let's see if I can draw Iona here. That's possibly one way that I can win. Mind Twist. Okay, we're discarding Archon. And Swamp. Okay, here we go. Oh, they can also have the instant speed white creature here. No, they have Force of Will. Yeah, there's just so many cards I have to get around. Yeah, they have both of them. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I don't think I was beating this Ancestral Recall start hand. They just have too much disruption. This is the matchup where stuff like Duress and Inquisition of Kozilek is so important, and I just don't have those cards. So they have Force of Will, so I can't play into the Force of Will. So yeah, I'm gonna like finish this game out, but there's like probably like 2% chance I can win. Yeah, I like how my opponents built their deck though. They've gone into Jeskai, even splashing some fairly weak cards like Nahiri and Containment Priest, but yeah, these are the type of cards that really shore up the weaknesses of mono blue. So yeah, I'm definitely... It's a very well-built deck. And yeah, I'm just going to concede now. There's just absolutely no way I can win this. So good game for the opponent. And we'll have to settle for going 2-1 with this one. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you next time.